comments and everything.
Yes, they updated. So now you can see everything that I see at the same time. How's my voice? Like, I got this new setup. We're just talking about this, and it's ridiculous. Like,
Super crisp. Sweet rig, too.
so do I sound like sexy like this when I talk lower like this into the
Sound
microphone?
like you're going to read, like, naughty romantic novels, or like you work for NPR.
Welcome to Top of the Hour today. Your DJ Christian is here with the 90s, with the 80s hits. Tonight we're gonna play some Mötley Crüe. Girls, 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 hit
it. You're a professional already. That's all you needed was the mic. Now you're like
lighting.
You're an automatic.
Look at that. You can see my beautiful skin. So I thought before it was
pores.
Huh?
You don't even have any pores. Look at that.
No, I clean, very nice there. Shaved today. No, what happens is I thought it was the camera. I was going to get like a 4K camera type of, which I will at some point, but the camera is not, it's the lighting that makes the huge difference. Cheers, by the way. I'm drinking rosé. It's Friday, so.
Oh, I'm doing water right now in my basic chick mug here. Live by the sea, love by the moon.
Oh, how sweet. And I'm the one who lives by the sea, not you.
I know. It's been freezing and rainy here all week. Like,
it's been nice and sunny here. Beautiful 74 degrees all week round. Perfect for the beach, and I haven't been once. I driven by it a couple of times, but I just have been too busy. So
you're going to take it for granted until, like, the sea, the next hurricane, like, takes the sea out completely, and it's just left with rocks and sand.
I know. Or when, the time comes and it's like, okay, we need to, I guess, start a family. I sound so thrilled
that you wasted.
Yeah, so at that point I guess I'm gonna get pulled from downtown. I'm gonna have no choice, either that or make 5 times the money that I make now and buy a mansion behind me, behind where I live. But
just make them live in like caged quarters, or like just get like 5 bunk beds. I mean, I hope you don't have 5 kids, actually. Scratch that idea.
No.
Make them live in like a linen closet or something.
That's a good idea. That's possible.
Kids these days are too spoiled anyway, so.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, now that I'm close to the microphone, since it doesn't make it, can you hear me like drink my rosé?
Let's hear. Sip it, like slurp it a little bit.
Oh, I got to turn the gain up. Hold on. Oh, I don't know if it's to the right or to the left. Oh, wrong setting. Wrong one. What about now? Is that super loud?
It sounds good. It's not super loud.
What about now? That's loud.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. That's super loud right there. Like you can hear everything.
There you go. Gargle it a little bit for those fetish people out there. They're going to subscribe to this now.
That tastes good. All right. I can't see the gain, so you got to tell me if I go higher or lower. Right there? Too loud?
Yeah, that's good.
Loud. Right there?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you need to be that one lady that has that super sensitive mic and she eats pickles and
she has the same mic. It's just she gets super close to it and it's crunchy. It's super crunchy. I'm gonna do it with pizza one night.
That. I think it's satisfying to hear her like.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like people chewing. It's disgusting to me, but something about that, like when it's that close to the mic, I'm like, that is so satisfying. I like listening to it.
No, these microphones are the bell.
Or drink like every segment.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna do it with pizza. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it with pizza. I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna eat pizza on the microphone. It's gonna be awesome. But
we need to do that. I'm surprised we haven't yet.
We will. We'll get around to it. We're getting the lighting and the perfect mic and the atmosphere going, for our fans, all of our fans out there that are watching. So now that we got all this stuff all set up on my end, you're almost done on your end as well.
Almost. Still doing office renovations. Next thing is going to be lighting because, like I was telling you, like I've got this big shine on my forehead here.
Right.
I need to like make my own like ghetto system.
I'm telling you, the setup that I got right here going on. I mean, I think it looks great. It looks 100 times better than it did before. So, and it wasn't expensive. I'll send you the link so you can get it.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
But man, we have a packed show today. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
You.
First thing, oh man, what was Fergie thinking? What happened there?
I almost want to say she was like on something or buzzed or like pills. I don't know. That no one I mean, I've heard her sing before. She's not known for her beautiful voice or anything, but that was terrible.
You know what? I think she got a lot of crap for it. I think she can actually sing, and you can actually hear her voice coming through when she was actually singing. But the whole mesh thing that she tried, where what do you call it? I'm gonna make it sound Marilyn Monroe-ish, sexy.
She's trying to be Beyonce.
Dude, it's the national anthem. You're supposed just to sing it straight the way it's meant to be, you know, the way it's meant to be. I mean, I want to know who was sitting in rehearsal with her, because you know they're going through rehearsal at least 100 times. We're going to do something like that for the NBA playoffs or whatever, the finals. I don't even know what it is because I don't watch it. But
I forgot what it's called.
You're sitting there and be like, yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds awesome. You should totally do that. And the best part is the reaction from everyone else. You know what's going on? The guys making the faces are like, what the fuck is going on here? Huh?
Like laughing the whole time. Like when the camera pans and it's just showing everybody's faces and their reactions.
My favorite's the black guy with his mouth open. He's like,
what is she doing?
Yes.
One of the funniest comments, and there were so many good ones. One of the funniest I read about it was Fergie didn't sing the national anthem that America wanted. She sang the national anthem that America deserved.
No, we didn't deserve that. I mean, can you imagine? I can't even imagine going and doing that, and then afterwards, you know, when they're done, when she's done, to go, you know, backstage and all her payrolls going, oh, that was great, that was beautiful, that was perfect, just like we planned it. You knocked it out of the park, out of the park, and then she goes on Twitter and it's just wrecked. Just
I would have been like, stay on Twitter for a few days, don't get online, just, you know, social media break for a while.
That has to be tough, man. Like, I couldn't imagine like a celebrity, like my favorite's James Hetfield's comments. He's like, don't ever read the comments. I mean, can you imagine having a celebrity and like so many haters? I mean, we already have haters, but
yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like a couple. It's not thousands of haters. Like, I couldn't imagine getting roasted on Twitter all day long for like a week.
Constantly. No, and like
I don't care how secure you are with yourself. I don't care if you're Brad Pitt. That shit will get to you. It has to, right?
Yeah. Because to a point, I mean, I don't care what people say about us, but if we had like the world looking at us and analyzing us and like, you know, making fun of pretty much our livelihood or whatever it may be, like that's her livelihood. She screwed up, but you know.
I think she should come out and own it. Be like, listen, I was trying something different. I thought it was good. I guess people didn't like it. And fuck, here we are. It is what it is. That's what I would do. I mean, I would just own it. Be like,
it cannot be worse than her peeing her pants on stage when she
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's gotta be
that. How much lower can you go? I mean, she had to be hammered when she did that too.
Oh, but yeah. And, you know, three strikes, you're out, or, you know, things come in threes. So I'm waiting for whatever Fergie has up her sleeve for us next, you know?
No, I think she has a voice. I really think she has a voice. It's just she fucked it up in the way she tried to do it, you know?
Make it sultry. I don't know. It was terrible. That's all.
Yeah, well, no Fergie. Fergie. Love her, but enough. Oh, did you watch the show I was telling you? Ross, what's up, buddy? I got my setup here that you recommended. Look at this beautiful face. I got the lighting going on. I got the mic set up. Sounding all crisp. It's my boy.
Professional.
Yeah, man. I might jump on Twitch later with you, so I'm not doing anything tonight. But anyway, so talking about Canadians, my boy Ross he's from Canada. Oh, and I have a story that happened to me just now before we got on. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone about Canadians. Okay, because we're going to talk about maple syrup and that documentary that I told you about, which I had no idea the whole industry existed.
Tell me again.
Okay.
What's the documentary?
All right, let me tell you my story about what happened literally like a couple hours ago, and it's Canadian based, and we will segment into the maple syrup because, you know, it just ties together. So I go to the grocery store to go get stuff to make, you know, for Nicole to make dinner later, blah, 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 blah. And hashtag scatterbrain than I am with a million things going on. Her car's parked behind mine, so I take her car and I take my keys for my car with me. And I go to the grocery store. I'm on the phone the whole time, you know, talking about work with somebody. And then I get there and yes, I'm getting to that, Ross. Hold on a second. So I'm in there, whatever. I grab whatever I have to grab. I get to the checkout lane. I stand there for like 15 minutes, right? So I'm like on the phone, blah, 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 blah. I'm that obnoxious guy on the phone. And I don't want to be that obnoxious guy on the phone, but it's an important call and I can't just fucking hang up, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not like yelling. I'm trying to keep it, I got my earbuds going on and, I'm not yelling or anything. Then I get to the register when she's like, the total is $9.37. And then I do the pat. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have my wallet. I'm like, fuck. I go, all right, do you guys take like Apple Pay, my credit card that's on my phone, whatever? She's like, sure. Wouldn't do Apple Pay, but you can do your credit card app. I'm like, okay, awesome. So, of course, I pull up the credit card app. I forgot that I got a new card because living in South Florida, you got to get a new one every 3 months because your card gets stolen left and right, right? Okay. So I'm like, oh, shit. But I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to go home. This sucks, The cashier's like, well, when you call, somebody will give you the card number over the phone, I'll type it in. I was like, my wallet's in my car and I have the key, so she can't get in if she wanted to. So I'm like, just forget it. I'll just go back home and come back, I guess, just hold the stuff for me. And this is really two nice gentlemen behind me, which they were like 6'7", 150 pounds each. They go, we'll pay for you, man. I go, no. I mean, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. I don't expect that at all. Everybody's a fucking asshole around here. Everybody's from like New York, Pittsburgh, Philly. Yeah. Like no one's nice down here. So I'm like, hey, man, nah, don't worry about it. I don't want to look like scum. So I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll just go home and get some. He's like, no. He's like, it's only $9, man. It's not a big deal. I go, oh, do you have Venmo? Do you have PayPal? Do you have like, he's like, I got PayPal. I'm like, okay, awesome. Pay for it and I'll PayPal you right away. So they did. They paid for it. And I PayPal them the $9.30 or $10, whatever it was. And then as I'm leaving, I'm like, thank you so much. You guys are so nice. And I'm like, where are you guys from? He's like, Canada. I was like, whoa, that explains it. So I'm going to get in my car and then I see him walking and they walk after me and I'm leaving and then they're walking and they're not going to a car. They're just walking. I'm like, you guys need a ride? They're like, sure. So I give them a ride. They were staying like a couple miles, out of the way. Brave. I know, man. Good karma. Karma goes back and forth. So, so they get in the car, I'm hoping I don't get, murdered. And then I go, what are you guys? Well, no, we already knew the Canada part, but what are you guys doing in town? And, a lot of people come in here from out of town on vacation or whatever. It's like, oh, we're here for a volleyball tournament, blah, blah, blah. So that was cool. Dropped them off. That's the end of the story, but it was a good deed for the day that, worked out. You give some, you get back some. So karma for you.
That was nice.
Talk about my Canadians, my fellow Canadians, and Ross being here, he can enlighten us a little bit. So I just watched this documentary called Dirty Money on Netflix. And it's all about like pharmaceutical, businesses, stock markets, like all kinds of crazy shit, like business stuff you would think about, loans, blah, blah, blah. And then there's this one episode, it's about Canada. Maple syrup, dude. Who would have known that maple syrup was $1,300 a barrel and there was a heist where people just stole $30 million worth of fucking maple syrup?
That kind of
mind blown. Like I never even thought that was even a thing.
I love maple syrup and I constantly threaten divorce because Jeff likes Aunt Jemima. And I hate it's corn syrup and water. I'm all about maple syrup, but every time I go get like a tiny, 2-ounce thing, it's like $13.
I'm not very picky about my syrup. But then I'm not Canadian. I just get whatever I can get because to me that's cheat day and I'll eat anything you put in front of me.
Eat real maple syrup. I'm advocating for that.
Yes, Tracy. It's super expensive. Apparently you can do a heist and make $30 million with fucking maple syrup out of Canada.
30 million?
Yeah. 30. Like, I mean, like, does that even cross anybody's mind? Like, let that sink in for a minute. Like, you think like oil, like barrels of oil, or you like stacks of money, but not maple syrup at all.
No, and I get it's expensive, but I would have never thought to like, let's rob a bank. No, let's, steal some cars. You know what? Let's do like a maple syrup heist.
Ross, please send me some. I will love it, man. I will love like some real Canadian syrup. Yes. No, but I would have never guessed that. But anyway, if you want to watch that show, check it out, man. It's right up there. It's pretty good. Like,
and what is it called again?
Huh?
What is it called again?
Dirty Money, I think. It's on the first page of Netflix. Look it up. I can't remember. I don't know. Look it up. It goes right up there with all the bullshit that's going on nowadays with the shooting and the guns and the gun debates and all that. I don't even know. I don't even get into that shit anymore. I don't even know where to start. They just had a protest right here downtown. The one that's making viral. It's going viral right now. The girl with the shaved head. That was
Yeah.
literally like 5 blocks away from where I live
Yeah,
downtown.
you
here.
guys are right, like in the middle of it.
Yeah, a lot of my friends actually, and some people they went to high school there, and then a lot of people went to high school there, and they have friends that had Dirty Money on Netflix. That's it. Yep, and they have what do you call it? They have like they know people who go there, and
Yeah, one of our really close friends graduated from there.
dude, and I got to give it to that kid. The one who with Rubio, wrecked him hard
by a teen. And I think people have been underestimating like the youth in general, because you always hear like the baby boomers blaming millennials on everything, but I am so proud of what they're doing and taking action, because people will listen now. And I just think it's funny, the baby boomers are like the generation that ate Tide Pods, and it's like, you guys lynched people, you guys, it's not that they're blaming the video games and
oh my god, yeah, when they started with the video games, I'm like, dude, seriously, come on. What is this, 1980? Come on.
Yeah, like violence never happened.
This is my argument against video games violence and movie violence. This shit doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Okay, I come from a place where the murder rate per weekend, it's the biggest one in the capita in the world, just because people need food and it's just a disaster. That's Venezuela, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you hear people getting killed and shot on the streets for, muggings and stuff like that. But you have never, in the whole history of that country, you've seen a kid go in there and just blow shit up. It doesn't happen. I want somebody to go in there and find me a country where this shit happens at schools, because it doesn't. I don't think it does. And prove me wrong. I dare someone to prove me wrong. Countries with guns and without guns. This is not about having guns and not having guns. This is about mental health of our kids and teenagers.
Yes.
That's what it is.
And, they're acting as if violence never happened. What's their excuse for all the wars they've started, all the violence they participated in? Because video games weren't a thing then, violent video games and movies and stuff. So it's not like violence.
Listen, it comes to the parents. Video games have ratings on them. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto has a mature rating, 17 and up. I mean, that's whatever.
And that's another thing.
But parents just buy the fucking game to 13-year-olds. You go on Grand Theft Auto online, it's a bunch of kids playing it. Which,
YouTube,
whatever.
I mean, like half of Logan Paul, like more than half of his followers are kids. It's just parents aren't monitoring anything. They're just totally hands off. Like technology is the babysitter. You have no idea what's going on in your kid's life, what they're going through at school. And then like we were talking about this the other day, teachers getting involved, but teachers can't get too involved now because people are so sue happy. And, parents would be offended that a teacher dare, suggest.
That's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems right there. It's the whole legal aspect of it, that you can get sued for anything you do. I mean, I think teachers are afraid. I have a bunch of friends who are teachers and they can't do anything, man. Well, one, education is fucked up because they have to follow, standardized testing, which that's not what education is about. That's like college. The model for college and school right now, it's outdated. I mean, it's outdated. You can give me any kid fresh out of the Harvard in marketing, and I will run circles around them just because
rank some of the lowest in math and science.
Finland's number one. That's man. Yeah. I'm telling you, thrash metal up there.
We're gonna go someday. We're gonna do a podcast.
But no, I mean, jokes aside, it's the whole system is completely broken down. It's completely broken down. I mean, I think the biggest issue we have in the U.S. as someone who's, I get shit from my friends all over the world, and it's like, it's true, man. There's a deal here with social media and the way kids act towards each other. It's the bullying thing is huge here too. I don't know why that is. I experienced a little bit when I was in high school, but I could take care of myself, so it wasn't really a big deal. I put a stop to that like the first year I made it to the States to make a point. But I think the problem is it's social skills. Social skills are diminishing as time goes by with social media. And listen, I'm an advocate for social media. I'm an advocate for Facebook, Snapchat, because that's how I make my living. Google, all that stuff. But let's face it, man. That interaction, we had people our age, I'm 37, or people who are, older or a little bit younger than me. We were lucky because we are what we call the analog dash digital generation. We had both the best worlds.
Right.
What does that mean? That means when I grew up, playing outside. I grew up fucking playing war, which it was throwing rocks at each other. You know? It's like, there wasn't any babying around. Like, we will climb trees, we will do stupid shit. We'll grab our bikes and skateboards and we'll jump off a ramp and crack our heads open. If I liked a girl, I had to grow the balls to go talk to her. And, you had to have friends. And I think society right now, it's so dumbed down and PC down, and everybody's like, has to be protected, trophies for everybody. Dude, when I played sports and I was a kid, if I lost, I sucked. That was it. You suck. You better step your game up, motherfucker, because you suck. You can't be a winner if you don't win. I'm sorry. Second place is first loser. You can't. Yes. That's how you. Okay, you're gonna send your kid to work after they graduate college, going through all this babying around, and they're gonna show up at work and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, little Johnny. We're gonna give you a bonus just because you showed up to work. That's not how it works, man.
Like,
you got
too much coddling. Yeah. And then they blame the kids, though. They blame this generation. It wasn't the kids complaining about trophies or participation, whatever. It was the parents bitching about
parents.
Well, my kid, this and that, deserves. They tried just as hard, and you're playing favorite, so then everybody has to get a participation trophy or some sort of recognition, and that just brings on like the entitlement.
I'm telling you, man. If I have kids, I'm gonna be in so much trouble because I'm not gonna deal with any of that shit.
No, I'm gonna raise
lost? That's too bad.
How I was raised. They're living in the 80s and the 90s.
And that's the other thing. Like I actually talked about it with my wife. It's like I want him to go to school, like college, to experience the college life and the whole thing. Like when I went to college, because it's fun. To me, it was fun. Did I learn shit? Hell no. But it was fun. It was good time. I made friendships that lasted forever, connections to help me later in life.
Right.
But as far as like actual school, unless they're going to be a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, it's pointless. There's no point. And still,
you really need it.
And still, I don't even know if some of those professions are going to be around by the time, this happens, Right. So I don't know what's going to happen. If you have kids, I'm going to tell you right now, someone who's like deep in technology, there's things happening. About 5 years ago, I was telling people, you know what, send your kids to school. They need to be a programmer and they need to learn how to write code. That's out the window. AI is advancing so fast that it's going to write its own code. Now your kid needs to go to school for liberal arts. They need to become creative. So get him a guitar. Let him paint. Let him create. Don't tell him what to do. That's where the money's going to be at.
That used to be the one that people knocked, is the liberal arts degree. Like, what are you going to do with that? You can do so much with that,
Well, now you can grab that knowledge or that degree, and by the time they graduate, AI is so far advanced and robotics are so far advanced that someone has to plant the seed for the whole blockchain reaction to happen later. So you have to have the idea. Let's say Facebook is let's say you come up with Facebook. You're not going to have to sit there and write it yourself like Zucks did, the code. It's going to be like, I have this idea. And then you can tell your AI what the idea is, and it's just, boom, it's going to happen on its own. So that's where it's going. So if you have kids, I'm telling you, creative, that's where you want to take them. Yes. And then try to develop the social skills. Like I get tired of seeing like people have family who do this stuff. They just hand an iPad over to their kid all day long. Like that's the worst thing you can do. And you're talking to somebody who's advocate for technology.
That's how you diminish like your social skills just kind of stop right there. And you're doing that at a young age. And then they become numb and things become, they're going to look at whatever. If you're not monitoring, and most parents don't, what your kids are watching, they're watching, violent stuff, and they're becoming like.
And I'm not saying be like super strict or anything like that, because listen, man, I was watching Commando and Predator when I was like 10. Yeah. But my dad would explain to me like it was like a fun movie. It's like, all right, I knew it was fake. You know what I mean? Like this is the problem now. I think parents just don't communicate with their kids.
Exactly.
Man. I think that's what the problem is.
Because we were watching, Amityville Horror.
Hey, listen, Gabe just said, hold on. Gabe just said we're all guilty of the electric babysitter. I get it, dude. I get it. You know what? I grew up playing video games and computers, and it helped become who I am nowadays. But there was a limit in my house. My mom didn't let me play fucking Mario Brothers 12 hours straight. That just didn't happen, We
weren't doing that over the summer all day long. Like it's from the second they get home and they fall asleep with the light of a phone. It's like there's one thing to, you're busy, kind of just hand it over for a little bit, but it's become apparent now. It's not even like a babysitter anymore. It's the one thing that they are attached to constantly.
Yeah, I think the problem here in the US, it's socially, the way we carry out socially, and that's not going to change for another like hundreds of years when more cultures infiltrate the US. Besides,
so that will happen. Sorry, people.
Because if you go to places like Venezuela, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Mexico, or you go to Eastern Europe, not so much, or Asia, not so much, but Italy, we're very close when it comes to family and the way we treat each other. Like friends it's a very different, way of treating each other, and I think that's what the problem is. Everybody's so like spaced out in the United States. I don't distance. That's the word I was looking for, but that's something we need to work on for sure.
Yeah, being out of touch and.
Yeah, man, we're all humans. We forget about that. I mean, listen. I'm driving around and I throw fucking fits and I get pissed off at people to the point where I want to get out of the car and punch them in the face when I'm like dealing with road rage. But we got to remember, man, we're all humans. We're all in this together.
And and I know social media kind of, I don't know the word, like numbs, or you forget you're talking to an actual person, but you can't even have a civil conversation anymore. Like you say one thing, I'll reply with an educated, well thought out response. And then the first thing someone says is, oh, liberal logic. And, you idiot, like hippie liberal. And I'm like, well, like you cannot have a conversation anymore. Like, it's not even about, my team versus your team anymore. Like people are dying. Like, let's work together, like use your big boy and girl words, and let's try to solve something, because this whole, fighting constantly or looking for a reason to be offended or fight about something, it's old. It's not working anymore. Like,
and that's the other thing. It's like this whole gun thing. Like, do we want teachers to carry guns? Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's like everybody, I just don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. Like,
yeah, I don't have
kids, so I can't comment so much on it.
Leah's still watching. I will, if she is, she's a teacher. I'd like to hear what she thinks. But, you see these videos of teachers throwing fits or badass kids in class, and like a teacher will body slam them.
Oh, did you see the video that just came around like a couple of days ago? The kid like throws a trash can and it's like,
I've seen like
this is what hit me though. And you can tell, and I'm no psychologist, but correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who's watching, but if you've seen the video, the kid gets in the teacher's face, this Asian, teacher, little guy, whatever. And I'm saying that because I'm comparing to the size of the kid. He's a big kid, So the kid's screaming in his face. He's saying all this stuff. But the one that got me, it was towards the end. If Shannon knows me. If I watch a video towards the end, it's because it's really good. But
yeah, he does.
Towards the end, he grabs the trash can and he like looks at it, throws it on the ground, and he goes, "Clean your room." Dude, if that's not a projection of what's going on at home, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're a projection of how we're raised at home,
Yeah. And we're not addressing that part of it, I don't think. Like, it's so quick to call someone a psycho or they're mentally deranged. And, that may be the case, but there's an underlying issue. Like, for instance, this Jonathan Martin, he was like, I think a former Dolphins player or something, just posted a picture on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like, a gun with, like, somebody posted it on my feed. A gun with, like, people's names on it. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're a moron. You deserve to go to fucking jail if you're going to – I mean, he's not going to go to jail, but –
yeah.
It's like, seriously, man?
He's making threats pretty much on Instagram about if you're a bully, the only options you have are to kill yourself or to get revenge. And it's a picture of a gun, and he tags like other NFL players and then his high school that he went to.
Right.
So they had to shut the school down, and he's an adult, but apparently there was like locker room bullying, and if that doesn't get addressed, if he had issues when he was a kid, or stuff like that, we just ignore.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
It's crazy. And then, about teachers carrying guns, they're already underpaid, dealing with badass kids. They already have.
Don't even get me started on this. And then fucking Trump opens his mouth and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You're just an idiot. It's like, and I don't want to go political, but it's like, dude, learn how to fucking speak. Like, you're the president of the United States of America. Like, he's just like, I don't know. I can't even do an impression of him because I don't do that. But it's like, maybe we should have guns. I think that's a good idea. You guys think it's a good idea? You guys think it's a good idea? I'm like, this is not a fucking TV show, bro. It's like, Have some decency.
So nonchalant about it. And then I heard he was asking people at like Mar-a-Lago what their opinion was. Like, he doesn't even know what he wants to do, and that's fine. You know, we're kind of just getting to this right now, and you know, working through it together, trying to resolve this. But you know, I mean, okay, so there were 3 officers. There were 3 armed officers: the student resource officer, and then 2 first responders.
Right.
They were cops. They had guns, and they waited outside. They heard the shots. They knew what was going on. So if these 3 officers weren't prepared to do what they needed to do, and they're supposedly trained for, what makes you think a teacher who this is not, you know, in their realm of skills? The possibility. And
this is not about guns or not guns. Listen, I love guns. I'm not gonna lie. I love guns. They're fun and all that stuff. And I grew up with guns, so I was always taught by my father, like, this could kill you. You don't touch it unless you're with me, and I never did. You know, and it was always locked up and all the good stuff. But you know how you see these cops getting trigger happy and they're out there dealing with bad guys all the time? Do you really want a teacher who's going to overreact and get trigger happy with your kid? I mean, that's what I think about. I'm not thinking about a, you know, mass shooter coming through the doors. I mean, that's the kind of thing you got to think about. And I don't think people are taking that into consideration at all.
No. Not at all.
You know?
And then, you know, I posted something today, and you know,
teachers are not trained like the SWAT team to react to situations or like Marines. It's like they'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm scared." I mean, I don't know, man. I that's one of those things. I don't want to take sides because I'm not taking sides. It's one of those things. Like, you need to sit the fuck down and think about this. You know?
Because we can't even train officers properly anymore. Like, they're lowering the requirements to be an officer. Like, some places you don't even have to have a high school degree.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
you know, that's bad.
And then the other thing was, well, we need to bring God back in schools.
Yeah, like that's gonna fix everything. Thoughts and prayers, hashtag. Yeah. I mean, it's like, come on, man.
A handful of months ago, we had that shooting at the church in Texas. Dylan Roof shot people at a church.
Yes. You know, like, I mean, it's like the other thing. Fuck, I'm getting worked up. It's just all right. For people that don't know me personally, I guess you can call me atheist, agnostic, whatever. Like, you know, but I respect whatever you believe in. That those are your beliefs, and you're, you know, whatever. That's cool with me. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all. You know, I don't care if the dollar or 100. I don't care if currency says in God we trust, because that's what the country was founded on. That's cool with me. I don't even care about that. But dude, there's Jews in school. There's Christians in school. There's Muslims in schools, and Buddhists. I don't know. There's so many religions. I don't even know. Whatever. Yeah. Like, why is it Christianity? And then, oh, well, that's what this country was founded on. Yeah, okay, I get it, but it's public school. I'm paying for those taxes too. Yeah. So there's just like fucking government. It shouldn't even be involved in government, period. It should be completely separate.
Because that's what they got away from. They wanted to escape the religion, and like they came here for religious freedom. And this is not a Christian country, as much as people would like it to be. Like, a lot of the founding fathers weren't religious, and they wanted to keep it separate.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's like their safe space for most people, which again, whatever, that's your thing. I respect it, but you know,
don't project it onto me and, you know, force it, you know, if you want God in schools, put your kid in a religious school.
Yeah, and
public school is no place for that.
So you got that, and then back, I guess Rick Scott at least did kind of something. He raised the thing to 21, right?
I was happy about that. The age to get guns, he, you know, proposed that, you know, we raise it to 21, or well, in Florida. So, I mean, I think in Texas, they're probably lowering it to like 10 years old. But, you know, good for Rick Scott.
I miss Texas.
Doing something.
But that still brings me back when you mentioned Rick Scott, like Cuban. That's another one we need to get to at some point. But Rubio, like, he just looked like such a dumbass on that stage. Like, I'm watching that, I'm like, dude, like, seriously, are you that bot? You can't even deny that fact.
Exactly. He knows he's going to take them. Just like, you know, the pharmaceutical companies, the NRA and the pharmaceutical companies line their pockets. They are the biggest donators to these people's campaigns. They can't tell them no, you know, and there are a couple Democrats guilty of it too. I was looking at, you know, all the politicians, and there's a link, I'll post it. You can see who has taken how much from the NRA and from the pharmaceutical companies and whatnot. It's ridiculous. It's our elections are being bought, and politicians can be bought, and that's what it comes down to. That's the bottom line. Who has the most money and who's going to give it to me?
And there's always been corruption in politics. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, it's become so blatant in the past 15 years, I guess.
And it's become accepted. Like, people just kind of don't.
Okay. Just have been lobbying. It's lobbying. Who cares? Like,
yeah, they're on my team, so I don't care. Like, when Hillary,
That's the other thing. Like,
away from the Democrats because of all the rigging that the DNC did last year. Like, I can say that I am no longer on this team anymore because they did something that didn't align with my views. I think that's immoral and that's corrupt. But some people are so blind and so adamant about sticking with somebody that, well, I voted for them, and, I'm a Republican, so I got to stick by them, or I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to stick by them no matter what, is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the whole team mentality. Like, people get into this, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, and that's it. No matter what, I'm sticking by this side. Like, guys, this is not football. This is not soccer. This is not basketball. This is like the future of your own fucking country. Take it from somebody who left the country who went to deep shit. And it's like in deep shit now because that's how it started. You guys don't see it coming, but I do. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm so proud of these kids that are being so active. And like I was telling somebody earlier, like it makes me so happy, like beaming and, watching their videos, I get emotional because that was me at their age. Like, I wanted to be politically active. I could not wait to vote.
Oh no, I could care less about politics when I was growing up. Are you kidding me?
And they are really, they're going to change things. Like, this next generation, like, make fun of them all you want. Make fun of millennials and what is it, Generation
Z? But that's the funny thing. It's not even millennials anymore. Millennials are like in their 30s. Like, people just keep saying like millennials with
Generation Z now.
30s. Yeah, it's like Generation Z, whatever the fuck it is. But I don't know. Let's talk about fun stuff. I mean, everybody's saying.
Speaking of, sheep, the people that follow blindly. Scientists have successfully made a sheep-human hybrid. Which is super.
Way. How did I miss that? That happened?
Yes. So they took human stem cells and put it in a sheep embryo. And it's still 99% sheep. Okay. And they want to like harvest body parts and grow them inside an unnatural, scientifically engineered sheep.
Right.
But I know they have good intentions, but that's just weird. I'm totally not for that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. Human and sheep? I mean, like,
because where does it end?
Where does what?
Where does it end? Like, where do you draw? I don't know,
but that's super creepy. Like, what do you do with that? I mean, like, what does it look like? Is there pictures? Of course not.
There are not pictures. It says it still mostly looks like a sheep. It doesn't have like a human face or anything like that.
Okay, so it's a sheep, but it has human, not qualities, but human. What's the word I'm looking for? Features, not features. I don't know. Not quality. I don't even know whatever.
I don't know either. I just know they can grow body parts in there, and that's really inside, it's just messing with nature too much. I mean,
that's just
I'm all for advancements, but this is a little weird, and it seems like it could go very.
It's like you're messing with nature, like that show that I tried to watch last week. It's called Black Carbon, I think it's called.
Oh, yes.
Somebody's watching. Tell me what the name of that show is. I think it was Black Carbon or something like that. I only made it through 2 episodes. I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
Is it cheesy?
Yeah, it's too cheesy for my taste. It's like, I like the idea. I like the idea of like, you got this thing in your spinal cord that, backs up your brain. And if you die, you go into another body or they're calling your body. So it's a really good idea, but it's like super cheesy. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. So if you watched it, movie called Splice. What is that, Gabe? Tell me. A movie called Splice. What is that? I don't know. I never heard of it. I don't have time to watch too much shit anymore. So.
No, me too. But I put a lot of things in my queue, so I'll check back later.
Too. I just don't get.
That kind of reminds me of. I was listening to something. So Wozniak came out and said something against or for AI. So I was reading in that article that Bill Gates and Elon Musk, I'm totally surprised, are completely against AI.
Bill
Like,
Gates is? Last time I checked, Bill Gates wasn't.
yeah, he said that it could be the worst event in the history of our civilization. And then Elon Musk thinks that it's worse than North Korea as far as like being disastrous and whatnot. But the Woz, he used to agree with them, but now he's saying that, you know, it's an advancement for society. We shouldn't be too afraid because the A stands for artificial, and that's exactly what it is. Like, it has to learn. Like, if it sees a picture of a dog, it has to see that picture multiple times to finally program, okay, this is dog. But like a 2-year-old can see a dog and be like, oh, dog, and know that it's a dog.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I'm all about it. I mean, any program that's designed, there's a way to shut it down. So I don't know why Elon's like freaking out. But then again, he's in Silicon Valley, and I'm sure he's seen a lot of shit that we haven't. Mm-hmm. But if it gets advanced enough, it could, you know, make its own anti-shutdown. I don't know. I'm sure it can do something.
It could turn against us.
I mean, they created their own language at one point at Google. So,
yes,
you know,
they did. We talked about that.
But, yeah.
It makes me think that he has something up his sleeve, though, since he was so against it before, and now he's like making a statement for it.
Right. He probably does. I mean, it's Elon Musk, man. Somebody was arguing with me. I don't know if I talked about this in the last show, but one of my friends, one of my partners, he was like arguing with me that the Tesla thing was fake. Like, there's no car in space and it's all fake. I'm like, really, dude? Like, are you a flat earther too on top of it? Like, what the fuck would he lie about that?
Track that. The Roadster. I think there's a website you can like track where it is. And NASA took bye, Gabe.
Later, Gabe. Have fun, man.
NASA took this what they think might be their last video of the Roadster in space.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, you can track it.
Why would you go through that?
Why would you fake it?
I don't know. I mean, Elon Musk has no reason to fake that. You know?
No, he doesn't need stupid publicity stunts. He can release a hat and it will sell like 5 million, you know.
Fucking flamethrowers.
Yeah, fucking flamethrowers.
Hashtag fucking flamethrowers, man. It's always
triggered.
I don't know. And then the other big thing that's going on, it's Black Panther movie. It's a big deal right now.
We're gonna go see that tonight.
I'm so over.
I know how you feel about superhero movies, and I feel the same way, but I feel like I have to see this movie.
Why?
It's about time that people get some representation. I'm waiting for a Mexican superhero now.
I get what you're saying, but I mean, it's like, it's so obvious. Like, to me, it's like, really, you're going out of your way to make a point. I mean, if you enjoy it, I'm all for it. You know, trust me. I'm all about everybody enjoying themselves and representing everybody. But it's just like so obvious they're trying to cash in. To me, that's the way I see it. It's like, oh man, it's just like an ATM machine. That's what they're doing. You know? I
get that part too, because like, of course, they're trying to make money. They know it's gonna be big at the box office,
right?
But on the other hand, like, you know, growing up, and I mean, I don't know if you probably didn't, because you probably didn't play with dolls when you were a kid. But like all the dolls,
I played with Barbies and G.I. Joes, and I made them do nasty things. Yeah, I did that.
Well, all of them were probably blonde and white, and
that's true. They were all blonde. That explains a lot. That does explain a lot.
Now that I think about it, you totally did play with Barbies.
Yes. Besides,
like the inhumane qualities, like you know, the plastic look. Oh my god.
Yeah, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. See, when I was a kid, I played with those and G.I. Joes because my cousins had them, and then you know, G.I. Joe would take them out on the vet in the pink vet. And then on top of that, you know, growing up looking at Playboys when I was like in my teenage years, back in the day, all the centerfolds were, you know, voluptuous blondes. That makes sense. It totally makes sense.
The augmented, we just had a breakthrough, I think.
What do you mean?
Like psychological, like you got down to the root of your psyche.
We broke down. It's like what do you call it? It's you know what's funny though? What? My wife, it's nothing like that. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's like completely not that type whatsoever.
That would make me super insecure.
Why?
I don't like knowing what you like and then being the complete opposite of that. Like, I still get insecure.
She makes comments sometimes, but it's like, wow, whatever. Yeah. I'm with you because obviously I like you and I love you, but.
Yeah, that's so funny because, like, you know, there's a meme. Everything.
I guess you could say I got it out of my system in my early 30s and 20s.
You sure did. You
You
did.
were around, you know.
Yeah. But there's a meme that's like, oh, they just met, and she's like, "Do you like me?" And he's like, "Yeah." They're dating, and she's like, "Do you like me?" And he's like, "Yes." And they're at the altar, standing there, getting married, and she's like, "Do you like me? Are you sure?" That's like almost totally me.
That's so funny, man.
But yeah,
It don't make
so
sense
we're gonna
now.
go see that tonight. Gonna
Are
stop
you gonna
by
bring
and get
your
our
own
snacks
snacks?
first.
Yeah. Did you hear the news about that?
Yeah.
That they're not letting people bring their own oversized bags because people apparently are not buying snacks at the theater. Fuck, you know what? I'm all about that. Fuck that overpriced shit. I'm not paying $17 for popcorn.
I can't tell you the last time, and maybe it was because we didn't have time to stop before, but
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever, ever buy movie, like the only thing maybe popcorn, but I don't buy movie snacks. We stop at like Walgreens and get them for $1 for like a huge box that you get for like $10 at the movie theater.
Like I like going to every once in a while I'll go to one of those where they serve food or whatever. But I have I go with the boys that, the boys, quote unquote, like the guys that are married have kids, and it's like they're excited just to get out of the house, and they're like, "Oh, let's party!" I'm like, I can't even drink when I watch a movie. I don't like drinking when I watch movies because it's like it's pointless. It puts you to sleep.
Sitting there,
Yeah,
I get
just sitting there in the dark.
distracted.
No, it's not a. So
Maybe
you
I'm
got
at my house and I can like yell and talk at the TV and talk to whoever I'm with.
you could.
Yeah, good luck. I will ban my bag. I've stuffed it in pants before. I will make it look like I'm pregnant and wrap saran wrap around my body.
What's the biggest? Well, that's easy for you. I mean, you can fake it. You can probably hide like a whole fucking 24 chicken wings in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of space here.
What's the biggest thing you have sneaked into a movie theater? I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Right, I sneaked a burrito once.
Yeah, burritos are my go-to because they're portable.
Right,
so
right,
like Chipotle burritos, at any given time, I have a burrito in my purse. Like I'll eat half of it.
Well, you know why, right? It's because you're Mexican.
Exactly. And pizza's not that portable. I need one of your pizza necklaces.
Pizza's not portable unless you make it into a pizza cone. But even if you do a pizza cone, if it's nice and hot, the cheese is just going to melt over and go everywhere anyway. So.
And it's always too bready. I've never had a good pizza cone. It's too much bread or crust.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a calzone at that point. That's why I'm not a big calzone fan. I like my pizza to breathe freely and the cheese to melt a certain way. But I don't know, man. So
good luck banning snacks.
This is like so random, but it just popped in my head. Did you hear about? Okay, how does Black China have a sex tape? And okay, one, she was with the Kardashian. Mm-hmm. 2, what makes you think this is like original? 3, what makes you think that anyone gives a shit? 4, you're a mother of 2 kids already, or however many. Like, what? And then
there was no strategic planning that went into this.
No, she's like, I'm gonna cash in on this shit, and boom, let's put this out.
Yeah, hello 2003. Like you said, the Kardashians have been there, done that. We get it.
At least half of them, right? Half of them.
Yeah, pretty much all of them, I think.
Think Bruce is gonna come out with a sex tape at some point?
He better.
Oh no, I don't want.
He needs to carry on the legacy. Like maybe something will.
Will you watch that? Will you watch that? Fuck no.
I mean, I don't know. Human curiosity can get the best of you.
It's like 2 girls, 1 cup, man. I think I will break down at one point. I'm like, all right, I got to see what's going on.
You still haven't watched that?
Oh no, I've seen it a million times. But at first, I didn't want to see it. Know, that kind of stuff doesn't gross me out. Believe it or not, I laugh through the whole thing. But it's just like if you're gay, that's cool. If you're transgender, that's cool. I respect that. That's all good. Be happy, do your thing. But just to me, be like, how is this gonna work? Doesn't he have like a 26-year-old like girlfriend or something? How does that work?
Wait, who?
I mean, Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn, whatever his name is now.
Does he? I don't know. Or she?
This was like months ago. I think I saw that. Oh, look who's here. Joshy's here. Hi, Joshy.
Joshy! Oh. He's going to be on again someday. We have a lot to talk about with Joshy.
I don't know. Is he pulling knives right now and putting them through our backs? I don't know. I don't trust him anymore.
I think I still have mine. I still have a wound at least.
He just gave you hearts. I don't know, man.
But yeah, and then it was super boring. The Black China thing.
I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
I've been looking for it. Oh yes, I did actually. Apparently there are two. I watched one of them, and the other one I heard was fake, like the Walmart version of Black China.
There's
But
a Walmart version. Well, I guess that there has to be a Walmart version of Black China. I mean, like,
I mean, I thought she was the Walmart version.
Those are probably the ones that are like on the back alley in Little Haiti in Miami, getting like concrete cement. You know, I just said concrete cement's the same thing, but put in their butt.
To be the Walmart version, and then she got that Kardashian settlement money, and she had like a full body makeover.
Did she get a settlement?
Yeah, they paid her off to just stop and
go away. Yeah,
go away. Yeah,
they have so much money at this point; it's ridiculous. It's just cheaper to just like go away.
And she just cut her.
Go peasant, go peasant, go on your way. Hurry on your way, peasant. You'll never see your kids again.
Yeah, but pretty much the one I saw, she's just giving a guy a BJ the whole time, like nothing exciting. And then I watched a breakdown of the supposed other video that she was in, like some sex expert broke it down, and they said it's super boring and uninspiring. Like she's just laying there, the guy is just like not being enthused about it at all. And like,
have you looked at her? Who would be excited to be there? Like I would run the other way.
If you're going to release it, because everybody knows this wasn't leaked, if you're even going to make one, chances are that it could get leaked. Be exciting. Make it worth watching.
At least act a little bit. Make it exciting. You know, work up the marketing aspect of it. But.
Exactly. Who knows what could come out of it?
Talking about effing money, I brought up a Cuban, man. What's going on there? Like, everybody's freaking out about Cuban and and it's like, oh my God, the way they acted in the office out of sports organization. I'm like, really? It's fucking sports, man. I'm around sports guys all the time because some of my friends are hardcore sports. I could care less about sports. Let's make that very clear. I watch college football games for FSU. I watch the World Cup when Italy's playing, and that's that's as far as my sports go. Okay. Oh, and the Cowboys when they get to, I'll jump on the bandwagon when they get to the playoffs and shit. That's about it. Let's be realistic here. I'm not watching every game. I'm not following every stat. The only reason we'll go out for Sunday football, it's just to drink with friends and have a good time. Yeah, socialize. So, but I'm around a lot of these guys who are like hardcore sports enthusiasts. And like, I mean, I have friends who subscribe to blogs, magazines about stats, and they watch ESPN 24/7. So that's all they talk about. So when I hear this news about the organization and the way it was in the office, like, really? People are really surprised about this? Because I am not at all. I mean,
so I don't know exactly what happened. The only thing I heard was what our friend over here told us about him protecting somebody who supposedly abused his wife. Is there something else that happened?
No, I didn't even read that part. That's news to me. I didn't know somebody abused their wife. I'm talking about like the sexual harassment and the like everybody being an asshole and just the way they carry themselves. And everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe Cuban let that happen." Dude, Cuban has like 50 fucking businesses. I mean, the Mavs is one of his babies, but trust me, he's not hanging around the fucking office.
And they're not
reports from people. No, they're not telling them shit. So get Cuban out of it. But I guess was there accusations against Cuban on that? I don't know.
Not against
I didn't
Cuban.
Read it.
Not that I've heard.
I don't know. No. Anybody's like, oh, they're gonna take the team away from him. I'm like, dude, Cuban it's one of the best things that has happened to sports in a long, long time. And I wouldn't be surprised if when Jerry goes to kick it, he sells out to fucking Cuban. I would love to see Cuban take over the Cowboys, to be honest with you.
Yep, he just put his mark all over Dallas.
What do you mean? What do you do?
The Mavericks, the Cowboys,
the
Rangers and the Stars.
Fuck the Rangers. No one cares about baseball. I think
it'll be amazing. About baseball. Can we get that? Can we just make that clear? No one cares about baseball.
Who watches baseball? Like, who sits through fucking baseball? Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is so boring. Or like golf. I think golf is more entertaining, to be honest, than baseball.
I don't like golf either.
I don't either, but it's like if I had to pick between the two, at least golf is like, all right, now he's getting to the green. He's approaching the green right now.
You sound like this new mic, like is
you
great.
Like that?
Yeah, you sound like a commentator. Golf.
All right.
No, but is golf really a sport? I'm not diminishing. It's like skill. It needs skill, but it's more like a math thing.
Yeah, it's like, all right. We got Joshy approaching the green. He's pulling the Pee-wee out. He's studying the green, looking at the. See, you can tell I'm not a sports guy because I don't even know what to talk about. Like, I don't even know what they're looking at when they're looking at the fucking green.
Like, what are golf terms? Putter, green, fairway,
green, something. I don't know.
Sand trap. Those are the only ones I know.
Right. Dude. And with that note, I think it's enough. We've been on for a long, long time. We've been going on for a while. But thank you for everybody who's been watching. I'm kind of hungry. And I have another couple of.
I'm starving. There's pizza in the kitchen.
Nice. Kill it.
Yeah.
For everybody who we had a lot of people watching live today.
We did. I wonder what day they would prefer. Like,
I don't know. I know for a fact when I look at the stats, everybody watches. Some people watch live, but most people watch after.
Yeah.
Because I can see all that stuff, which is cool. I get it. You know, I say this all the time. I say videos all the time, but eventually we're gonna release this in just audio. So if you're on the go, if you're a busy bee, you know, you can listen to us on a podcast. We're gonna put it on iTunes later, but the reason why we haven't released it on iTunes daily, because I know a lot of people would prefer to have it on iTunes, so when they're getting shut down, they can listen. It's because iTunes is very, very picky about sound quality. Therefore, why I upgraded my mic and did some things on my side. And Shannon's getting to it at some point, and when she does, we'll definitely go that route. And you know, then you guys can capture
our voices on.
Yes, we can talk like this all the time.
Yes.
What was that?
That was my Facebook. I wonder.
Everybody's like, "Oh my god, they're getting off!" Everybody message. I love how I get like a barrage of messages after we get off the air. It's funny.
I had a feeling it was Joshy. It was. He's explaining the Mark Cuban stuff to us.
Oh.
Because we're sports illiterate people. Yeah, Joshy's our go-to sports guy.
Yeah, he's our sports. He's our sports. What do you call it? Newscaster? Sports.
He's our little reporter. He lets us know what's going on in the world. He keeps us updated about the news that happened last week.
Yes. All right. Well, here's to the weekend on a Friday, which is very rare. We couldn't do it yesterday, so I hope everybody who watched today enjoyed it. Have fun. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Adios. Huh?
Adios.
Adios. Ciao. Ciao.